We were called to a fire at Grenfell Tower. Being the fire station nearest to the tower, we were first there. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary when we got there. We thought we had put the fire out, unbeknown to us, at the same time as we're in the tower putting the fire out. The fire had escaped out the window and started creeping up the cladding. As I went to leave the tower, I was met by a young girl who told me her sister was up high in the tower on the 20th floor. Told me her name was Jessica and she was from flat 176. I jumped in a lift and pressed the 20th floor. Unfortunately, it opened up on the 15th floor and filled with thick black smoke. It was very scary. Your radio's not working, so you feel very much alone, and then you're going up into the tower and you can't see a thing, and you're desperate to find a little girl, and so many different emotions go through your head. I realised I was in a bit of trouble. I didn't have any breathing apparatus, I was on my own. I literally just held my breath and managed to get myself back into the stairwell, which was relatively clear still. Ran back down the stairs when I got my BA set and grabbed hold of whoever I could to come back into the tower with me. We got to the 20th floor. I poked my head through the lobby area and it was just, you couldn't see a thing, it was thick black smoke. We found flat 176. We searched the flat, shouting out. We came to one window, realised that the flames were all around us. The heat was getting intense by this time. But we made sure there was no one in there. We got outside the flat. My colleague's low pressure warning whistle had gone off, so we had to get out the tower. Got outside, took our BA sets off. I just remember looking up at the tower and it was just a massive inferno, and you just felt lucky that you had got out of there. I've been a firefighter for 20 years. It's like nothing I've ever seen. The building felt like it was collapsing. Things were flying off the building. It was spreading like wildfire. There was lots of other things I did that night. I was using riot shields to get people in and out of the tower. I resuscitated a young woman on a stretcher. I picked up her body, someone who had jumped from the tower. This all happened in one night. When I got home, I don't know, I was watching the news and looking on social media at what was going on, and I saw a post from a couple of friends of mine who I've known for like 25, 30 years.
Well, that night I got a phone call from my sister-in-law and she said, I think Grenfell's on fire. I had posted on Facebook that we were looking for my niece and my brother as well.
So I rang them and I said, listen, I've seen your brother, he's all right. And they said, yeah, we know Ram's okay, but we're looking for our niece, Jessica. And I said to Manny, what floor was she on? He said the 20th floor. And I said, do you know what flat number it was? And I remember him shouting to his wife. And I could hear her shout, they was in 176, and I was like, oh, this is crazy. I was actually looking for your niece in the tower.
She was 12, almost like a daughter to me. She just enjoyed life. She was just so bubbly and happy, always smiling. Yeah, and that was our Jess.
I hadn't spoke to Manny for a good 10, 15 years. This tragedy brought us back together, and if I can take a positive from all this negativity, all the trauma, all the heartbreak, it's brought our friendship together, and we're like brothers now.
We lean on each other. Every time we see each other, we cry, hug it out, and we're just there, shoulders to cry on, to support each other.
My mental health for the first 6 months was probably the worst. After the fire, I tried to carry on as normal. I went back to work. I was at work for a couple of weeks and my bosses told me I needed to take some time off. I was breaking down at work. They gave me a month off. I don't think it helped my mental health that I was just stuck at home on my own doing nothing. So this is when I decided I needed to help. The following year, me and Manny did a swim-a-thon raising money for the Grenfell Foundation at the place where we first met at Kensington Sports Centre, which was amazing. We've got a lot of support, managed to raise over £6,000 for the Grenfell Foundation, which is vitally important in helping the bereaved survivors and the community around Grenfell. And me and Manny have just been putting our heart and soul into trying to do as much as we can. I met up with Zoe from a community project called Kids on the Green, and she started literally with a couple of blankets on a green near the tower. Put some urgent messages of help to any therapists and artists to come down and look after the kids. And Kids on the Green grew. At the fire station, we decided we was going to run the marathon. We managed to raise over £50,000, which went a long way in helping Kids on the Green to become more established, and they've kind of evolved now into a community arts project. They've got a music studio, and they do holistic therapies and all sorts. It's become a bit of a youth club.
My hope for the future is just justice. Some justice for all the families that have lost loved ones.
We just need to end this cladding scandal that we've got in this country. There's flammable materials around the outside of residential buildings, hospitals, offices, schools. When did it come right that we'd put stuff that's comparable to cigarette lighter fuel around the side of a building? I just hope that we never see anything like what happened at Grenfell ever again.
Dave,
Manny,
you're not just a friend anymore, you are my brother.
You've been with me from my deepest, darkest times.
I'll always be there for you. When you're having your down days, just cool. And I love you, bro.
I don't know if I could have even got through it without you. I was in a deep, dark place, and you and your family's love, as well as my family's got me through, so nothing but love.